saying, nah, I want to spend time with my girlfriend now. I'm 19. Okay, spend time with your girlfriend and she'll leave you at 25 for a guy like me. The minute he sees them look left, slams his brakes, they fly into the back. We killed the guy. Back to episode 22 of the Bronups. And we got a really excited episode today. We haven't gone into information yet about like Shiz's business and what he does and exactly how to do it. And there's so much information you can give there, I think. Because you've got a lot of experience. You've had, what's this now? How many restaurants have you had?
Yeah, well, food joints, it's probably third, but yeah.
Sick, bro. And this is a bit different to the other ones you've done now, but like a lot more intensive, right?
Yeah, so what was the last episode we did about starting a business? Was it online?
Yeah, we talked about eBay and Amazon business. And like we both had experience doing that, and it was another way that we could tell people and use like what we've done to show you how you can do it. Because I think a lot of people have excuses, don't they?
Yeah, and also we did the one on why to start a limited company and why it protects you. So like, if you watch a podcast, you're gonna have you got a head start in starting a business because the limited thing, you know, the perks and the benefits and what to do, and then you've also got the A to Z on marketing and everything else that we did covered last time.
Yeah, so even setting up a food business where you haven't going to have necessarily like the same credit lines and stuff, you'd still go straight away limited, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you always want to be limited food because it's like free insurance. Like, I think when you're starting a business, you want to start with the basics of like what you need. Like people always try and do stupid stuff you don't need. Like, oh, I want a really fancy website. Well, obviously, if you've got online retail, it's good to have a website. But I mean,
do you know what that is? It's because we were saying yesterday, like say you do a podcast, you do your first podcast, you don't know if anyone's even going to listen, and we're in the middle of building our listeners. It's kind of cringy because you're like, shit, I don't know. People are going to think, who is this person? What they're doing? So I think when people set up businesses, it's do you remember what we said? When you first go to school with a backpack full of Diet Cokes and you're going to sell them on the playground, it's kind of cringy that, oh, people are going to think like, who is this guy or whatever. And I think getting a website and going heavy metal gives people who have no business the impression that they're big business people. I see so many people start up like, bro, 100%. You don't need those business cards that cost £1 a card. You don't need to have some mentor who's £1,000 a month. You don't need to have this. You want to be able to go to all your friends like, yeah, look, I know I'm doing no money, but this website, this mentor, this, like, bro, this is like your ego is destroying your potential.
Yeah, people want to look successful rather than their business actually work. So go and spend all this money to make it look like they're making money. Like we know someone who's famous for this.
Yeah.
They've had so many businesses that every time it looks like they're doing so well, but peel all the looks away, the Facebook page, Instagram page, or website, they ain't making enough money and they start something else again. Bang, fanciest website, fanciest page, all these videos talking about how much money they're making, what they're doing, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, concentrate on actually making your business work as opposed to making it look like your business works.
100%, man. It's why people do the website stuff. Because if you really boil it down, like I've had people in my work come up to me, oh, yeah, we need to do this with the website. And I think, I get it, because customers have said, oh, your website isn't here or there. But I'm talking about times when we haven't had much money coming in. And I think, yeah, but just having a holding page updated, will that bring me more money? The answer is no. What will that do? It makes me less embarrassed when someone asks about it. But embarrassed isn't paying the bills. Ego being nurtured doesn't pay the bills.
People feel embarrassed because they think it's a small business. I've just started. I want to make it like, no, it's natural to, start small, grow bigger.
Yeah, and in fact, if you can embrace that, you can actually cherish this moment, right? When you've been a few businesses, Shiz is going to be the same as this as well, is you cherish the small parts because you know that they're short-lived and you're not trying to run before you can walk because actually running is more expensive than walking. So enjoy the lower cost, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you run through more shoes
you do.
rather than walking.
I want to have a personal assistant. I want to have the website. I want to have, just stupid.
That's all, to me, that's all ambition. Like, you want to get there, but don't pretend you got it now and don't go ahead and get it now. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So what would be your first step, bro, if you wanted to?
So just to add to that thing, right? I think another reason why people do all this stuff is procrastinating rather than actually making money and doing the hard parts, which is like selling, making stuff. The easy stuff is making everything look pretty. So it's like procrastination. Like, I want to start this business, but I need a website. I need to set up a limited company. I need this insurance. I need that insurance. I need this license. I need that license. Like, no, go and see if it works. Go see if you can sell one and then multiply. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because I think the hardest part, and no one really knows, the acid test, is can you make money with this product?
Yeah.
So here's a good one. Imagine you could buy these, and this is a common thing that you'll see people who want to get into business. They'll look on Alibaba. Oh, I can buy these for £1 a piece if I buy 1,000. But I can only sell them on eBay for £3, so I need to buy 1,000. I need to be buying them at £1. I would say, nah, get 10 for £3 And then the novice would be like, yeah, but like, I'm not going to make any money. The point is not make money. You don't want to be stuck with 1,000. You want to know if you can make money. And the way I would look at it is I'd buy 10 for £3 and maybe I lose £1.50 an item that goes out when I sell them. However, I now know I'm not going to get stuck and I can buy 1,000 confidently and I'll know that I can move them out. The people I see they just gather dust. They make these bold moves because they've seen on TV, like, no, you need to get the cheapest price, best deal. No, you need to work out, can you sell it? That's half the battle. Bro,
that confidence is half the reason why you blew up on eBay, because you were selling like thousands of units lost to get to the top because you're confident. When you get there, you jack the price up, make a massive margin, while people won't have that confidence, or they'll be scared, or they don't want to lose money.
Exactly.
But it's like advertising. Like, people think advertising is bad, but you pay, and marketing, but you pay to get a return.
For sure.
It's like ROI.
How many times have you seen it where someone's got something worth what might have been worth X at one point, or he thinks it was, and they still can't release it? Like, bro, cut your losses, put that money back in some of the spins.
Bro, how many people do you know who've got a garage full of stock of stuff they've bought and they've never sold, and they don't want to sell it at a loss, but it'll sit there till the day they die, and someone else could have to clear it? Like, why did he order this crap?
It's funny, isn't it? Human nature's funny because something in his head makes him sleep better knowing that he hasn't actually made a loss yet.
Instead, he's got this crap which is passing its sell by day, or no one's going to want, or it's getting cheaper over time.
Yeah, and like,
but it's in my garage.
And yet, it's the key ingredient there because he's got his... Everyone has... we all have like our own personal balance sheet, don't we? We know, like, okay, I've got this much in items, I've got this much in money. They're looking at it like, oh yeah, I still got that 20 grand in. You don't have that 20 grand. Be realistic. You need to sell it, turn it around, and get it into something.
You know, my cousin, who was in that the first episode we ever did from New York, he's like that, but obviously he doesn't count it because he doesn't care about it. But if you go to his garage, bro, it's mad.
Is it?
There's some mad stuff in there. Like, he started some Dairy Queen, like some ice cream shop thing, some fancy. You know where you get a cold plate?
Yeah.
And they pour the liquids on, and they like dice it up, and it turns to ice cream on the spot, like instantly.
Oh, what? When they make it on the spot?
Yeah. He got one of them machines was like 20k, and he's just got one in the garage. Been sat there forever. He's just got so much expensive stuff from businesses he started, and it's so crazy because certain places where people got mad money, they don't even care about it. Like, there's probably like a couple $100 worth of stuff, and bro, this is crazy. Right? I'm like, why don't you put it on eBay or like Gumtree or whatever you sell on? Like, was it ever done in America?
Oh yeah, Craigslist.
Yeah, and they're like, no man, that's crazy. Random people are gonna come to the house. Like, they could rob stuff. I'm like, bro. You've got a 20 grand machine sat there for like 6 years now.
So is it like a grotto when you go in there?
Yeah,
you just see like loads of crazy stuff.
His basement and his garage is like literally a grotto. It's mad.
I've seen it before. You get those like frozen decks, can't you?
Yeah. Literally, it's just a giant metal plate. You pour it on, mix in the flavor, and you just dice it up with a thing. Look at that. It's mad. I think it came up for you.
Oh, that's your color, bro. This is so funny. I'm going to play this actually, bro, because this is when we team hand the guy. So Shiz is basically saying to some guy, and watch me and Ian also pile on to put the pressure on.
We're
it's
like
so funny.
sharks. Have a look. That's your color, bro. They look dope. Have a look. Like,
that's your color. The guy doesn't stand a chance.
And then it matches too. So you go like 4, bang, 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 bang. The guy doesn't have time to breathe.
Yeah, it's in harmony.
And the other thing, you know, I was thinking the other day, isn't it magical? Like, if you got gifted the gab of sales, you can make something which is worth like nothing, worth more. Like, everything in this world, like, you could sell it a certain way and it's worth more.
Yeah.
But its actual value is still less, you know?
I tell you, on the terms of selling, and what you're saying there is making things worth more by sales skill is like the epitome of that is at the car boot, innit?
Yeah.
And like, how great a job are we doing, like polishing up our sales skills, being there, like hardcore.
It's really good because, like you said, polishing up, like, sometimes people are rejecting me and I'm coming back so quick. I'm like, yo, I didn't even realize I could respond that fast, you know? And I see you do the same. I'm like, that's mad.
And it also, I think...
do it autonomously between each other, like sync. Like, you're saying something, I'm like, bang, chuck something in.
Yeah.
Not the Jimmy Savile thing.
Yeah, because this is interesting, right? We've had a couple of people comment and we say that Shiz's comment cost a sale, which isn't technically right. You're going to see in a second, and we can pause it and you'll see it was me losing steam from Shiz's comment that cost a sale. If you can keep the pressure, the guy doesn't have a room to think. This is going to be cool, actually. We can go through some sales strategy. This is mad. So first things first, the guy wasn't interested. He's trying to walk past the stand.
You dragged him in.
Yes, we drag him in, and you can see he doesn't even want to try the sunglasses on. And I'll pause it as we go. So, where do you get that tan? These suit your tan. They suit you. Try that, honestly. Give him a compliment on his tan.
You got it, neck already.
Do you know what? They don't look good until you're on your face. Then when you put them on, you go, holy yes. Yes. Look at this. Now he's not saying no. He thinks, oh, they might look cool.
What about you? In try power?
Shiz is doing his bit.
After you put the glasses on, look. They look good. Go and have a go.
He's looking cool.
Get
I
the
think we'd all
camera out,
agree.
The mirror.
Yeah, he's looking good. And what I'm doing now is I'm using a tactic, like complimenting him, putting the pressure, bang, bang, bang. And my flow is what's not giving him room to breathe. He's not even thinking about, should I buy, should I not, because you're keeping it on. And now Shiz throws a curveball. But this stuff's good because it trains you, you know? See? I told you, you look sick. £10 for the pound.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy Savile.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy Savile.
He says, oh my God, it's Jimmy Savile,
So
right?
stupid.
So my body language turns away from the guy. And when I turn away from the guy, the pressure comes off of the guy, basically giving him room to like escape. Imagine if you're doing jiu-jitsu or boxing, you got to keep the pressure on, you know? You can't give them room to get out. And I've given him room to get out now. Because
And
I
you
didn't
admit defeat too as well. You're like, I lost the sale now.
Yeah. So he already sees that I think I've lost it. So this gives him and everyone's looking for an exit. Think of how many times you've been in a situation the pressure's on with the sales
You've
guy.
just been hitting him, and he's just gone.
And now watch this.
You're gonna cost me a sale.
Look, he's got a little
You don't
place
look
to
like
sneak
Jimmy
out.
Savile. You look like Brad Pitt.
Yeah, you walked away from it.
I'm not even facing him anymore because I've lost confidence in the fact I'm going to sell to him.
You scuttled off.
look like-
Literally
And now
scuttled off.
a dog comes along.
We both run up to it like kids. Like, oh, that's cute.
But yeah, it's nuanced, isn't it?
And that, you know what I just realized then? Because I didn't really break that one down because I was just laughing too much. But I sabotaged the sale before I even said that because I was like, he's already got glasses around his neck. You know,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like sabotaging the sale. It's like good training, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like sparring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, because that's hard hurdles to get over, like, if you've got those things. But, like, if we were actually trying to make money, obviously, you wouldn't say anything negative towards a sale. You would just be like, yeah, they look sick. Oh, no, their glasses has got around his neck. They're not sunglasses. You wouldn't even make that link, you know?
Yeah.
Because almost what I would do if the salesperson's comrade said to him, oh, yeah, he's already got them. I'd be like, no, your mate already said I got them, you know? You're looking for tools that they're giving you.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So
man,
yeah,
it's
sick. It's cool, isn't it? Like brushing up your sales skill. Like, it's one of the most important skills you can have is sales.
100%.
Like I said, it's like magic. Adding value onto this. Like, this cup is worthless, but if you like, you know what I mean, with the right sales skills and the right environment, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Some of the funniest ones we're doing, bro, is when we're holding our hand out there. Like, do we have a deal? And they just hold it there, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, and eventually, like, you see the hand come into the shot, you know, and shake hands.
You know, another thing actually I want to talk about is people ask us, right? How many messages we had? Bro, have you got an idea for me on how to make money? Like, what do you mean? Or what side hustle should I have? Like, that's a dumb question to ask. Don't ask that question because it shows, firstly, that you got no initiative. So me helping you, I'll be pissing in the wind. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to help you because you can't help yourself.
I don't know about you, but something I've seen just from like us doing this car boot stuff is I previously had thought that I didn't have many business ideas available to me anymore, but it's not that. It's just that when you got something going on, you don't think of any. But when you actually get back down to it, I realize I'm firing off business ideas every 2 seconds when I'm like actually looking at shit again. And I realize it's not that hard. And when people come and ask, like it's some huge thing, like, oh yeah, but how do I start a business? You came up with like 2 or 3 sick ideas yesterday.
Yeah. And you know what? I was thinking about it on the drive up because you said the other day and it was stuck in my head like, I don't have that many ideas anymore these days. And I was thinking about it. I was like driving up. I was like, and I was just thinking about the podcast and some of the ideas I've had, and you've had some ideas too. And then I was like thinking like, oh yeah, but recently, like you've been having some ideas too. Like they've upped at the start. They weren't so many. And then I was like, and then I was thinking like, even my sales skills got better. And it's just like, it's like a tool. Like you got to keep practicing.
Yeah, do you know what? It's made me more confident in the fact that if we ever get wrecked and the world all falls to crap again, I know that the minute everything I get back down to like whatever I have to do, all the ideas flood back.
Yeah.
Like-
Wag me. We're going to make it.
Yeah.
We're going to make it regardless. Find something. There's always a gap.
Exactly. And I think, like you said, sales is the biggest thing. And do you know what? You get loads of people. This is another thing that's nuanced. You get people who are great talkers. You will know people, right? Who are really good, real, like easy to speak to, who don't translate as good salespeople. But like, oh yeah, but he's a great conversationalist. Yeah, but like being a salesperson isn't necessarily just being a good conversationalist. You have to have that killer in you, the person who looks for the weakness. You know the way we broke that down? You're looking for their like, yeah, he's weak, ask. Whereas you get some people, yeah, they're really good conversationalists. They can sit at a table, they can be your best friend all night, but they haven't got that shark in them.
I realize a lot of people don't want to work together, or they're so paranoid of working with someone else because they have that intention to screw people over.
My job as running the business is the sales will come, the sales will come, the sales will come. Believe me, the sales will come.
There's some people who are not even that good at talking, right? Like they might have an accent or whatever, or they're not good at talking. And they're like killers because they lead. I don't know if you've seen these people, they literally lead you like, they look so soft and they're so softly spoken, or they look like they're not a killer, that they literally lead people to sales. Like, oh, put these on. Go on. Oh yeah, they look good, and you should keep them. So, you know what I mean? They're not even killer salesmen, but like the way they lead and read body language and like just stay with you. don't let you escape the frame. Like they're killer salespeople, but they're like low key.
Yeah, they are.
Have you ever met any of those sort of people? The guy I used to work with, I'm like, this guy can't sell. And then like I walked into the shop with him and bang, he said like, hey, how you doing, sir? Blah, blah, blah. He's so nice. He's like, yeah, look, just stick this here. Look, that look good in your shop. Blah, blah, blah. Bang. The guy's like, yeah, he's a really good guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
People buy off people.
Yeah, they do. My tactic normally is to gas. I just caress their ego. Oh man, you look good. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm not going to try and sell you that because
I can
you're
see
too
straight
smart.
through it.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and sell you that. You're too smart for that kind of stuff. But do you know what I do? I adapt. If I'm dealing with someone who's thinks like savvy, then I treat them as such. You just got to be adaptive. So if it's someone who's slick, I act like oh yeah, I'm not pointing going into that, you know. But then if it's someone who you could tell they love the whole dog and pony show.
Yeah, it's definitely reading people, being adaptive. Because you wouldn't like we were saying earlier, like, you know, you go into like a ghetto area or something, someone try to put like high pressure sales on you, or like a ghetto or a different country. Like you need to be able to defend yourself.
Definitely.
And it's the same with sales. Like they know that you're feeling nervous and try and like push you into it. And it's the same when you're dealing with a certain type of customer. Like you can't go to an old lady and like bang, 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 you know?
No, you can't.
So
yeah, I'd flip up with the old ladies. This is how and when I used to sell at Dreams, it was a lot of old ladies we'd be dealing with, and the easiest way would just be completely patient and be someone who you want to just have a cup of tea and chat with them, and they love that because no one gives them time. But then if you're dealing with a young professional, all they want is time. So they're coming in. I'm not trying to talk to them about the ski holiday that I want to go on if I have a good year or blah, blah, blah. You're telling them about like, yeah, bro, let's get to business, bang, 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 bang. But the old lady wants to hear, oh, so tell me when you're going to see your nan again, James. So you're telling them, and like I see people who can't change up. And I see people who are, bro, you don't want to talk about what you did last week.
Yeah, some people literally just have like a sales pitch, like a scripted sales pitch. And that's maybe okay if you're not a salesman or you don't have like the brain power, but that ain't going to work all round. You know, someone who's more adaptive and can change their strategies, they're the ones who are going to make it.
Have you ever worked in a call center, bro?
Nah, you know, I think I went for a job, I didn't get it. Did I? Nah.
I used to work at a market research company. I'm not going to name the company because this is a bit of a horse story. By the way, horse is a word that me and Shiz invented like 20 years ago. We didn't invent the word horse, but we invented the way it gets used. And what does it mean?
It's just horse, isn't it? Something's horse.
It's like like rat.
I could have any water, that's horse right now.
Yeah. You do half water?
My cup's empty now, it's half full. See, I'm a half full person, not a half empty.
I'm half empty, bro.
Are you negative, are you?
Nah, I'm playing. But yeah, this old company I used to work at, what we do is we'd be market research. You'd phone up and every single customer, they would just hang up on you the minute you say you're market research. So what I would do is I say, hi, my name's James. I'm doing a school project and I just want to ask you a few questions. And then they would say, yeah, because everyone wants to help. So the point of what I'm saying is that's disingenuous. You shouldn't do that. But the point of what I'm saying is I read the market and like people don't want to help someone who's just doing that. So the same thing, people don't just want to help a sleazy salesperson. They want to help someone who wants to be their friend. And you have to be so convincing to actually make them believe that you can be their friend, you know? But then you'll see your conversion fly through the roof. But yeah, with this old market research thing, bro, what I used to do is I'd phone up and I'd say I'm doing a school project. And then the minute the phone starts echoing, I knew the phone was being recorded. Then I would just go straight back to script. But you'd get hung up almost like 90% of the time if you're saying script. And I'm not kidding you. If I said I was doing a school project, I would still get the same data out of them. I was just getting it unethically. I'll admit that it was unethically. That they would always give me the full thing. And I would get like £3 commission per survey that was done. And they were happy to help someone who was doing a school project. And I was technically at school. I was at college. It just wasn't a project I was doing it for.
Yeah, you get some, because you get people who script it, because they're always from different countries, and English isn't their first language, so they're not quick. So you get scripts, and I always put it down, and sometimes you get the smart one. I was like, I'm not interested. He's like, I got a blonde here with big blah, blah, blah. And I was like, laughed. And I was like, all right, what are you actually selling? Just because, you know, he makes him likable, and you're like, I'll hang in there. He's quite funny.
That's funny,
you know?
man. Do you get annoyed about the people who ring you up and they're like, yeah, you're right, Shiz, it's Luke. You're like, Luke who? Oh, Luke from Forensics. Bro, I don't know you. You calling me and acting my mobile phone. You acted like you know me. And they've done that whole, their sales pitch. I think that's the wrong way to go. Like, if anyone's listening to this, I think phone up and act like you don't know me. When you try and act like we're friends when you don't know me to try and come through my phone, I will hang up every time.
Bruh, I was getting this annoying one because I used to sell cars, obviously, and my number was all over Gumtree. I kept getting one. Hello, sir. Were you involved in an accident? I'm like, no. And then I get, when I used to list the car up, I used to get 10 of those a day.
Really?
You've been involved in an accident. It was a call center in India or something. I don't even know. Pakistan, whatever. And bro, it's so annoying. 10 calls a day. You involved in an accident? You had an accident? Oh, and then they'd pretend like they know you. Like, hi, sir. We've been informed you've been in an accident recently. In the last blah, blah, blah. Oh, we got some money here for you. You've had an accident. And bruh, by the end of it, I was just trolling them. I'm like, yeah, next. Oh my God. Are you talking about the time I killed someone? I didn't know they were walking out. Am I going to get paid for this? You just said I'm getting compensated. Oh my God. How do you know did that person die? And they'd just be like,
It's so funny.
Sir, I think you're speaking to the wrong person. I think you should call the police. And
Yeah.
they'd hang up on me.
Like, I didn't know I could get money back. I didn't think it counted if I was drunk when I was driving. Oh,
Yeah, I was saying that stuff like, oh yeah, I was drunk, but I still get paid.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, and one guy, bro, this guy was sneaky. I was like, so hold on, you're telling me I get paid if I crash? And he's like, yeah. He goes, sir, if you want to set up accidents, I can help you. I'm like, what, for what? He goes, we can get paid every time.
He said that?
And I recorded the call for like 15 minutes. I thought I'd forward it to try and get paid, but I never did it.
That's funny as hell that someone cold called you and now they want to get on a fraud scheme with you.
Yeah. Crash for cash.
That's funny,
That's
bro.
an easy earner, isn't it? Have you ever had an accident where someone's crashed in the back of you and your insurance phone you like, hey, how's your back? I'm like, well, it's hurting a bit. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, okay, we'll set up some compensation for you. And like 2 weeks later, they're like, the other insurance said they'll give you 2K if you just leave it. And you're like, oh yeah, cool.
Really?
Yeah, what? You never had that?
Never had money. I've never had accident damage.
T-Dog used to always get that just from like low speed collisions, like just 2K. Bro, they'll give you 2K
What,
for
is
free.
getting 2 kids to get you away from you? Get
Yeah,
you away?
Bro, even if you say my back's hurting or my neck's hurting, which it naturally does when you got whiplashed, even at 10 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour, if it's like 50, it'll be like 5K. But like 20 mile an hour collision is like 2K, like within like a month.
Mad, bro.
Like it's free.
My sister, she was parked up at the side of the road in a driving test, about to reverse around a corner, and some guy had forgot to wear his glasses, plowed into a car. She got money for that.
Mad. Yeah.
It's mad,
yeah, it's easy to get money if someone's crashed. If it's non-fault, it's pretty much a given. You'll get paid.
Oh, I'm banned from my work. He was riding. Now he had a GoPro on his helmet in case it happened again. But some person cut him up.
No way.
Yeah, bad back for like a month. How much do you get for bad back? Just
depends the severity, but like a normal standard like 30 mile an hour collision, I think it's like 2 to 3K. I mean, they'll give you a 2K settlement quick, but if you want to hold on for the big payment and go to physio and stuff, they give you like maybe like double that, 4K.
So is a back injury the first step towards entrepreneurship?
Yeah, you need money to make money, bro.
Yeah,
What do you want me
nice.
to say?
Okay, cool. So what you gotta be, look out for someone who looks like they don't have a good judge of distance. Clap those brakes, crack, $2 grand startup money.
There's people who've been doing that for a long. Well, there were people doing that for a long time because
Is
you used
there?
to get paid like 10K. Like I remember loads of kids in uni who got paid from like collisions, and I'm like, oh yeah, I paid for my car because someone crashed into me.
That's so, bro. Do you remember that Nelsy kid? We won't say names. Back in the day, there was these guys going past the spa, and we were all hanging out. And a guy we know, a bit of a crazy horse, followed the mopeds off, and he kept like the mopeds were trying to chase him. They were trying to intimidate him. They're on mopeds. He's in a car, and he's a huge guy as well, like huge. Anyway, they're trying to chase him. He keeps looking in his rearview mirror. The minute these mopeds are in tandem behind him, they're trying to get over to the side of him. They can't because he's driving too fast. He's like just the precipice of how fast they can go. So they're just chucking him at that. He keeps looking at his mirror. The minute he sees them look left, slams his brakes. They fly into the back. They fall across the floor. This is down in our local area. And I was in the back of the car. I thought, we killed the guy. But luckily, he'd just fallen off and he came back round. And we had a lot of beef with that town for a long time after that.
You smoked the ops.
That's so funny. And it wasn't nothing to do with me. It was just our guy is a crazy, excited guy, excitable, you know?
Yeah. You know, even Ian was saying me and him hated each other before
Yeah.
we became friends. There's a guy who hated me. Actually, he wants to be on the podcast. He does quite well now. But yeah, me and him are friends now. And he done the same thing. Like, I done something to him. And then he came back to me outside my house at like midnight on his moped.
Yeah.
And he's doing like donuts outside my house because it's some crazy moped. And I'm in my friend's car just watching like, what, is he serious? I was like, chase him. And I'm with this kid who's like a normal good kid, but again, excitable. And he's chased this moped all through the road we're on at like the maximum speed that ped can go. Like within this much, I'm like, bro, if he hits a pothole or something, you're going to kill him. And he's there like literally tail to tail. And then we let him get off. Like, so funny.
It's so funny, bro. He's a good kid as well, isn't he? Good guy. Not kid, he's the same as us. Good guy.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the guy who's doing donuts or the guy who's chasing him?
The guys doing donuts.
Oh, yeah, he's a good guy now. Yeah, he was a twat before, not gonna lie.
Yeah. He was.
I think he even admits he was a twat, so it's okay to say it.
Yeah, but we're all chilling now. We're like, pally, aren't we? He's a good guy.
Yeah, he said he'd be on the pod soon anyway.
Yeah, we hold you to that. If you're listening, you know who you are, so we need you on the pod. And we want to see you on Car Boot Wars. And anyone else who's listened to this who hasn't watched Car Boot Wars, you need to see it. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. You're going to see how to sell the way that me and Shiz sell.
You know what I just realised? Half the reason he had so much hate is he was born in the wrong generation.
Why?
He was treating Facebook like Insta. That was the problem.
Oh yeah, he was.
You know, he was posting up mad stuff, but like you got hate for that back in that day. Now it's so normal to flex.
Yeah,
People will become less hateful on flex. They're still hateful, don't get me wrong, on flexing, but it's so watered down. You see so much of it and so extreme. Like
True,
you see
yeah.
Bugattis and yachts and a guy with like 10 girls, this, that, and the other. People going on holidays and mad pictures. So like a geezer posting a couple pictures of t-shirts or receipts from a club is nothing now, you know?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Or like one Rolex. Like people got 10
Yeah.
Rolexes. People
Exactly.
got a box of Rolexes and APs and Richard Milles and stuff. So
We all
you come from the same place and you're here and they're there because they spent their time looking at what other people are doing rather than doing something.
and then the funny thing
That's the easiest way to answer it.
is you could have the town along who you all are the same still, but they could be like, oh yeah, I like him, he's cool. That's what I find weird about it all, bro.
Yeah. Do you know what as well? I realise a lot of people don't want to work together or they're so paranoid of working with someone else because they have that intention to screw people over.
Yeah.
And like working together makes stuff so much easier. Like we worked on this thing together, right? And how many problems have we overcome and how many ideas have we had?
A lot.
Or like complemented each other's ideas.
And it's actually been super, super important because this is a business where you can get defeated very easy because if you don't get results, we've been doing this for 4 months now. We're starting to get results now, but it's a slog. We have worked very, very hard for the subscribers we have now. And we have kept up impeccable like discipline with making sure we get a podcast out every night, even if it means working through the night. And I think that me and Shiz having each other to tee off of, even like we lost our producer somewhere after like 2 months because again, it's hard work.
And energy levels won't match. So
Yeah, and we tee off like when I wane, Shiz wane, whatever. There's always someone just running. So I think it would have failed if it had been one person. So like,
yeah,
it's
and
important.
it's a harder business than most because firstly, it's not really a business. It's like more of a leisure thing, kind of. And comparatively, so for example, if you sold something for £1, 10 quid, 20 quid, okay, we've got this profit. But with this, firstly, there's no profit and there's not going to be for a while. Yeah, so it's hard to keep going.
Yeah,
Because money is the easy way to monitor how you're going, you know? And if you make £1 off it, you just multiply. But this is just views. Like, everyone's going to get a couple views when they post something. You could post this doing like this, and you'll get probably 100 views on YouTube.
we might get more than some of our podcasts.
Yeah, more than our podcast. And that's real
Yeah.
demotivating. Because you see crap online, like Baby Shark with like 1 billion views. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's really hard to measure how well you're getting on. So
What I build it in, and actually this is going to incentivize you guys to comment some stuff on it too, is when we're getting comments, when we're getting positive reinforcement, you're like, yeah, it's working. We can see the tide starting to turn. People are listening to what we're saying. And like Shiz said, we're not getting money, so you can't monitor that. What we're monitoring is we're making a vehicle, and the vehicle is a machine that's going to help people make money, help us provide value to people to make money, and in turn, one day we'll make money from it too as well, you know. But at the moment, it's a hard business to not lose or get defeated by. So yeah, it's so important to have people to work with.
the most satisfying thing right now is when someone says, yo, that helped me, or that's motivational, or really enjoy the podcast. Like, it's not views or monetary. Like, we are getting like, what do we have, like 250k views this month
Yeah,
across the board. Probably another like 250k on TikTok, probably another like 300k on Insta. So we get 1 million views a month now.
And we went from 394 subs at the start of the month to 712 today. So we've also nearly doubled in subs.
Mad.
So the compound is big, you know. And like then next month, 700. Then it starts to look interesting. But that first few months, we're saying we've gone through the hardest part.
Yeah. And there's like things like, sometimes you don't have to speak about it. Like, so we got this thing on Instagram, someone basically doing our work for us, like liking, following, all that stuff. Like, that was me subcontracting. Like, I thought that's going to do a better job for me. I'll pay for it. But there's times where like we lost our producer and I noticed you stopped doing the IG videos. So I kind of like took over. Like, not everyone always working together. People get, this is another thing that I hate. People compare stuff all the time. Like, oh, I done this, you done that. Or like even in a relationship, like, oh, but you do this all the time. I could, like, no, we're not the same. And you pick up slack where someone takes it off, you know what I mean? Like, we're all different, busy, you're going out the country, I'm here, whatever, you know what I mean? You might be bored over there, you got time, or I'm going for a particularly stressful time, you're going for a particularly stressful time, or like, I'm demotivated right now, you're demotivated. So like, we pick up the slack, you know, like, it's like pulling a cart, like when one person stops, the other person takes over, you know?
Yeah, like if you're doing bench press, you go between it. You don't do the set the whole time.
Yeah,
you swap sets. And like, you need to have people that pick up slack.
Sometimes you get someone spotting you, sometimes you don't, you know what I mean?
And that's the other thing is you need to be really at peace with it, where you can't get resentful like when the other person's not doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Unless they're taking the piss, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's times we take the piss, but there's other times where like we all have our own stuff to get on with, and I think like it could be easy, like, oh yeah, James is out eating dinner or Shiz, but also that's work, believe it or not. I think as
you
well.
You don't know what someone else is up to.
I know. Actually, this is the crazy thing. When people are truly busy, I think you don't understand that their whole life it is just looking after people, looking after work, their responsibilities. It's good as a man. Like, you need to love your responsibilities because the day you don't have them is a terrible day. But I also don't think people understand how hard it is being a busy man. And I'm not trying to, like, you're the same, being busy. I think especially women, and this is not being sexist, women just like, but I want to see you. Yeah, okay, you want to see me. But I don't even have a second to think.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's times where I've got all the time in the world, and I'll have like a couple months not busy, but then I've taken something on, then I'm really busy with something because it's new.
Yeah.
And then my thing is this: what someone was saying to me, like, I don't understand. Sometimes you're not working, and blah 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 blah. How are you busy? Like, I've got a lot of other stuff outside my main work, and I'm trying to start something else. And I guess the point I was trying to make is that when I start something, I'll be really busy, like 2-3 months. Like, I'll be busy morning till night. But then now, what I'm trying to do is trying to subcontract some of that work. So I feel like every time I start a business now, I should have less involvement in it after I've done the initial. You know what I mean?
I kind of get that. The only thing that I have a variance on it is I like putting the work in early to get it to the point where I know I don't have to be there because I just know how hard it is getting a business. All of them are different though. Like my particular business, take Holland for example, I need to be there on the sales floor, like really pushing. If I'm not there, there's a notable difference. Like we just need all the energy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My job as running the business is the sales will come. Believe me, the sales will come. And eventually when the sales start to come, now they already believe me. So I can start to go off and look at this project more now. Like take UK, for example. I don't have to be here constantly reminding because the sales are here. But Holland, as it's emerging, that's where my job is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's basically the same thing I was saying. Like at the start, I know if I put the work in, get to a stable level, someone else take over, then I could concentrate on something else, grow in that area to a point where someone else could take it over. But that growth part and solving all these problems is particularly hard for other people who aren't the business owner,
Exactly. Like, I think me and you have been critical in our roles of the podcast now. If we were just doing the speaking and then we weren't involved, we would be so far behind where we are now. Like, but
like the ideas and developing the car boot thing, all that stuff, and then making it like a competition, like all those things are progressive. They weren't just thought of and like, or someone gave it to us, you should do this. We grew them slowly.
Yeah, bro, and probably in a year's time, we will have people who are able to pump ideas out so we could turn up more,
Yeah.
Like this whole thing will get easier. So we're literally going through what you guys moan about. Like, I don't have time. Like, no, trust me. I have a business in the UK. I have a business in Holland. I don't have time of the day. Shiz doesn't have time of the day. But the reason we're giving any free time we have to the podcast is because we know once it's done, instead of complaining, I have no time, we know once it's done, then it will be worth it. And what we've seen with other people is people can't forgo the computer game time. They can't forgo their girlfriend time. They can't forgo whatever it is. But you do have to forgo it. And yeah, you could say, no, I want to spend time with my girlfriend now. I'm 19. Okay, spend time with your girlfriend and she'll leave you at 25 for a guy like me. And I'm not being, I'm not like me because I wouldn't do that, right? I'm a religious guy. I'm saying from a point of she will leave you for the guy that you didn't have the balls to become. That's what the fact of the matter is. And
yeah, you got to put your goals first.
Yeah. She will say, I'm not worried about money, babe. I don't care. Okay, fine. And you're going to lie on the sofa and forgo your dreams while you work your 9 to 5 and not do the evening stuff.
Say that when the bailiffs come.
Yeah. Say that when one day she's not looking at you the same and you realize that she's spending too much time with her boss.
Your house is getting repossessed.
Yeah.
I don't care about money.
Oh, babe, security. I need to do what's best for me and the kids now. Oh, now she cares about money. And I'm just being, these are the harsh laws of life, guys. So instead of moaning that you don't have enough time, do the business. Listen to this podcast. We will teach you the ways to put you in the driving seat of your life, honestly.
And like you said, we're doing stuff night to morning. Like you've seen me before. I've come from a Saturday shift when someone's let me down 4 a.m, and I've literally gone in and probably tried to kip for an hour, left. Like that was the times I was meeting you like 5:30 and I realized it's better to meet you like 6.
Yeah.
And I've come straight there and we've gone there till 12 o'clock. And then it's really easy to say, oh, I should go home. Then we come here, recorded the pod, maybe even 2 pods sometimes. You're battered and you're like, I just want to go to sleep. And you've done the same thing. Obviously, you've driven back from Holland, you know what I mean, a day chilling and then you're back to work or whatever.
It's even like a chill day. I don't know about you. If I have spare time, all I'm doing is making reels and making content. I'm never not doing anything, even if I'm watching TV. Even when me and you hang out on Sunday, making reels the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I've obviously not been making reels in my spare time because I've got a house to fix up and stuff, trying to do my mum's and this other house where we had a leak. So, but yeah, it's always, something's always filling the gap. It's never sitting still.
Definitely.
And even now, it's 9:55. I got an appointment at 10. and I didn't realise. I remember I said I got to leave at 9:30.
Yeah, me and Shiz have got this thing, like if someone started talking and we could spot an opportunity, we wouldn't have to say anything. We'd just sort of look at each other and then we'd be like, yeah, we're both on the same thing. Like, yeah, so tell me about that. And we'd already get the game plan. Or like, say, for example, if the police pulled us over some BS, they shouldn't even pull us over. If they did pull us over, me and Shiz wouldn't have to talk. I would just be able to look at Shiz and we'd know exactly what we're doing, you know? Like, yeah, we could speak with our eyes.
That reminds me of when, in your younger days, we used to go to cinema, and I'll be like, whether you be paying for the ticket or I'll be paying for the ticket, and then you'll be like pulling a cheeky face. I'm like, for fuck's sake. He's pocketed like some minstrels or whatever.
Allegedly.
All
right, well, that's been a good podcast. I think these guys should get some at least insight into the mentality of business, which is good.